All right, 3 weeks before the NFL draft, and maybe you guys have noticed, but I've got some gigantic specimens around me. I got Brock, I got Warren Moon, and I've got Big Ray.
Or maybe you're just a little person.
Somebody said this was like 3 men and a little lady. I personally disagree, but hey, that's what the text boy said. Guys, 3 weeks before the NFL draft, and quarterback questions continue for, what, some third to a half of the teams in the NFL right now. If you had a pick right now, and
Seahawks, 25.
You're the Seahawks at 25. Warren, I'll start with you. What are you doing?
I think what Pete Carroll wants to do is he wants to get his team bigger and more physical. So I think either offensive lineman or defensive lineman will be the way to go to help his team right away. Now, if you're looking for quarterback down the road, then maybe you go for a quarterback because you hopefully can sign Matt Hasselbeck for another year or two and groom a young guy to come along. But if you're looking to build on your football team right away, offensive, defensive line.
Jake Locker and Ryan Mallett are both on the board, along with Andy Dalton and Christian Ponder. What do you do?
I take an offensive or a defensive line. I don't think those guys are the future of the Seahawks, and I just think they'd be better off getting a guy that's going to make them more physical and more powerful, which is what he wants.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with Warren because I think by getting the offensive lineman or the defensive lineman,
I feel really
you start
short.
to.
I'm sorry. I'm looking over these guys. I feel so short.
You start to establish the culture that you want to have there, and I think that culture is hard to establish with a quarterback that has a lot of question marks around it. So I would tend to lean towards the offensive line. I think that's why Warren and I get along so well. He understands the value.
I do understand the value of a big guy or a lot of big guys around you. You know, the only way a quarterback can really do his job is he has to feel comfortable and protected in that pocket. And that's for any skilled guy. A running back can't run the ball unless he has those guys up front. The receivers can't catch it. So you've got to build from the offensive and defensive line out, and I think that's the way to do it with the Seahawks. And that's one of the places they were deficient for the last few years was in the trenches.
Well said.